everybody. My name is Ntombo Hobo. I am the managing director at Instrumental Coach, a company that is focused on life coaching and executive coaching. So basically, I help people to tap on themselves, for themselves, to be the best version of themselves. So life coaching and executive coaching is really indeed about that. So, and thanks to Emmanuel Wellness for inviting me today to participate in this very crucial topic of mental wellness. And I believe it's a topic that needs to be spoken about. It's a very important topic. So in this session, I want to talk about some of the questions that I get, some of them through coaching. Sometimes it's just really through conversations. So I'll talk about 5 key questions that I normally get from people. This question is key. Mental health is real, and it can be disastrous for someone's life if it's not handled well, and a lot can be at stake. So the impact in a nutshell is that, of course, with a particular reason, which is the driver of it, generally it triggers people to have loss of passion, people that lose interest in what used to excite them. Ambitions are sometimes dimmed, okay? And people, they start giving it all out on things that used to excite them. So this then transforms into them feeling like failures, and that may lead to others seeing only darkness. And depending on what's driving it, of course, then people start getting demotivated and they lack positivity to the point that they find no reason for living. And they find no meaning in life in such a way that they don't find a purpose. They get to a point where they don't even find a purpose of living anymore. So the impact can be that bad, and it's very bad. Hence, the topic cannot be taken lightly. It's a very important topic that cannot be taken lightly when it comes to the impact mental health has on individuals' career and overall well-being in the workplace. That one is a very challenging one, but it's a battle that is very possible to be won. Stigma is quite an unfortunate situation because it is an external judgment of people that don't know the pain most times, and also forgetting that someone goes through the most. We all go through the most at some point in our lives, we may just go through different things in different ways. So addressing stigma in the workplace can be difficult. But I would say that, first of all, the mindset of the person in accepting that there is a problem that exists is important, and it can be overcome, and be willing to overcome it and claim your life back. So fighting for your life back is one of the important things that I believe the person has to ensure that they do. And this is what will keep you going through in the process of dealing with mental wellness. And I mean, there are some small things that are deemed small, but that can be very impactful behaviors that I would suggest people to do. For example, associating with negative people, even if it's friends that you used to be close with at work. But if they're bringing you down, they're bringing negative conversations to you, you need to de-associate with them. You don't need them during this phase where you're trying to be your whole again. And you associate with people that shows willingness to listen, because listening is very important, and that are willing to walk the healing journey with you. For example, in some work environments, you do get wellness centers where people can go and have someone listening to them. And even if there is no wellness center, some HR in the companies, they have got employee wellness as the strategy of making sure that people are okay. So it's okay not to be okay. And this is the reason that as part of HR, there are such strategies to help people that are not okay. And they can help you and guide you on how to deal with the stigma that is coming with you not being okay. So just talk to someone that is willing to listen to you and associate with only those people that are bringing positivity and they're bringing life into your life, bringing light rather. And the last thing is really about adopting activities that keep you busy, that you don't have free time to listen to what people are saying. There's no point in wasting your time in abantu bazothini. I mean, what people think about what you are going through is meaningless to your life. What is important is you getting the healing and going through the journey. And so during free time, if you have free time, spend your free time on things that are keeping you positive, that are keeping you motivated. For example, lunchtime, you can read a book or take a walk around the block, and you'll be amazed at the impact those things do to you as a person that's sitting in the office watching people trying to gossip on coffee machines. Those things are not positively impacting you. So who you associate with and how you choose to spend your free time at work, if you are not consumed by your work, is very important to make sure that you are addressing the stigma that is associated with mental health in the workplace. Majorly, the major power really is about being bold about beating the issue and holding on to your power and in doing whatever is necessary, and do it consistently and be firm in following what has been prescribed as something that will be a part of your healing. So the major power, if there's any, is about being bold to want to be healthy again and holding on to your power. Be firm on wanting to be back to yourself and keep it consistently in being bold. I do believe if you really focus, you adopt this aspect of wanting to be yourself again, being prepared to fight for it. Those are the major role players that will help you in addressing the stigma that comes in the workplace. First and foremost, seek help. Never be shy about asking for help on what will make you a better person tomorrow. I mean, each conflict is unique and it may require a number of combinations in terms of strategies to effectively manage it. But being proactive and maintaining open lines of communication and in the process prioritizing your mental health will contribute to a healthier working environment. So some of the things I would like to suggest in terms of effectively managing work-related conflicts. One is self-awareness. So recognize your own emotions, recognize your triggers, recognize your communication style. So if you understand yourself better, this will help you to navigate conflict more effectively, because you will know from your perspective what is primarily the challenge in terms of self-awareness, and keep reminding yourself of that. Then the second point is emotional intelligence. So emotional intelligence is a complex topic on its own, but I will touch on open communication and active listening. Those two things are key for me. You have to allow all parties involved when there's a conflict to express their concerns. That is, you have to be heard and the other party has to be heard. Because if you open such type of communication, it allow both parties to express their concerns and their viewpoints, and then that opens an opportunity for a win-win situation. And in the process, practice empathy, just understand the feeling of others. It's very important that you don't only want or expect people to focus on you. You focus on also how they see things, because when you do that, it helps to understand where they come from, and it does create a win-win situation. Now, when it comes to the conflict resolution itself as a third aspect, really what I can say here is that be open to negotiation, compromise, be open to compromise, and be open to finding win-win solutions. I mean, focus on the interest on what is the topic of discussion and what is aimed at being achieved than the person and who is talking to you. And what is important is also focusing on the mutual satisfactory outcome of what needs to be achieved. I think if you focus on that, it's going to be very helpful for you to reach positive conflict resolves. So if for some reason you are not reaching an agreement with the person, you can seek a mediator where it's deemed necessary for making sure that there is an unbiased resolution to the conflict. And in that manner, the chances are that it will always end up being a mutual agreement in terms of a satisfactory outcome. So, you can also find effective techniques on handling conflict on sources. There's a lot of sources out there. For example, you can go to YouTube these days, and those tools are very good at helping you as a person to make sure that you handle conflict constructively. So last but not least, your boundaries and assertiveness. You have to make sure that you set boundaries and you are very assertive. Whilst you don't have to be aggressive, you need to make sure that you're not submissive to unreasonable views that will lead you to continue to be a victim. However, in terms of conflict resolution, just make sure that you have empathy, that to a large degree you are able to still draw lines, set boundaries, and be assertive on what message you are bringing across. So for me, I think those are the strategies I would recommend for effective management of work-related conflicts. So career transition or job changes can be very impactful on individuals' mental health. A lot of emotions are involved, such as stress, anxiety, self-doubt, and even depression. So the process of adjusting to new work environments and learning new skills and adapting to new expectations can be overwhelming. So my recommendation as a coach on this is that please take care of your mental well-being. How do you do this? One, you can create a plan. If you're starting a new career or starting a new job, create a plan and break it down into little steps or little achievable phases so that your career transition is not so overwhelming. And in the process of this plan, make sure that you set realistic expectations. The second thing is recognizing and accepting your emotions will fluctuate. You are in a phase, so you must be willing to understand that your emotions are going to change from time to time and be willing to address them effectively when that happens. And the third thing is embracing the learning. And I think what we miss most about career transition or job changing is the fact that we are in a learning curve. We are busy acquiring a new skill and knowledge. And in the process, that's overwhelming. Stress levels are bound to be up. So just remember that it shall pass. It is a phase. So focus on the fact that you are being empowered, you are learning new skills, and this too shall pass. When it comes to career transition and changes, there are other people that have done it. First and foremost, if you know someone that has done a career change, a job change, just chat to them to see how they handled it. And if you know somebody that is a therapist, or you have means of seeing a therapist, by all means, seek help. Professional guidance and support will make sure that you go through the process smoothly. Last but not least, your well-being. Make sure that you've got self-care days, you've got days to recharge and gain strength, particularly if it's a Sunday. You know that Monday is the start of the new week. Make sure that on Sunday you focus on you to gain strength, to stay positive, rejuvenating yourself, to make sure that you start the week with full energy, so that when the new week starts, you have all the energy to deal with the demand that will come with the new job, being new job or career transition. So that's about it that I can suggest in terms of how you navigate this transition successfully. Now, the last thing, it's advice to those that are unsure, that are or hesitant about seeking help. A lot of people do tend to be shy when they have mental health issues. They don't want to talk about it, which is very dangerous. You have to protect your well-being because no one else will. You cannot be shy about seeking help. Remember, health is wealth. So your health is your wealth, which means you cannot give it away. If you cannot go to your HR offices or wellness centers at work because you don't feel protected, you approach organizations like Imanu Wellness. These are the people that don't know you. So they will grant you their full listening ear because their sole purpose of existence is actually mental wellness health. Imanu Wellness is one of those organizations that you should reach out to and make sure that you have got strong support of people that have got professional understanding of what you're going through and the help that you need. I hope that all these things that I've shared today, or these questions I've rather answered, have been impactful and helpful to all of you. Thank you so much for your time and for listening. And I hope that in some way or the other, what I've just answered in terms of these questions have helped somebody out there in some way or the other. So if you want to follow what we do as Instrumental Coach, feel free to follow our handles on social media. We are on Instagram at Instrumental Coach. We are on Facebook at Instrumental Coach. Thank you. Goodbye.